Good afternoon, welcome back. This is Saima. If you haven't met me before, in today's video we are going to talk about how to avoid social services to take away your kids. Okay, because here in the UK it can be very difficult to avoid these situations. But if you are doing very well, you are well mannered, you are raising your kids very nicely, you shouldn't be having any problem. So they just don't. They are not just like going to take your kids away for no reason. Okay, hello, my name is Saima. If you haven't met me before, and in this channel I provide information about UK nursing, how to become a nurse, and here in the UK how you can start the process and life of the nurse in the UK. Everything around me you will see on this channel. So if these topics interest you by any chance, you can consider subscribing. So let's dive into the video. Childcare is very difficult here, and if you're a single parent or you're a couple living here with your kids, and it can be very difficult if you don't have family members or any other family members or relatives to help you with the childcare and with the duties. It can be hard. It is not easy at all right? And also, even if you are two people, like a couple, most of the times what happen is you swap shifts. For example, I'm working, my husband is working, so what we do is if he's at work, I'm at home. If I'm at home, he's at work. So this is how we organize our schedule. So there is one person always there with the kid, right? But if you are there alone, it can be hard, but you need to be like, you shouldn't be leaving the kid alone at any cost. Okay, the child should not be left unattended at any cost. Yeah, even for 1 minute. Even if you are going to the toilet, I would say do not leave the kid alone, right? Because they can cause trouble at any time, even if they are sleeping. I remember I was watching a news recently. Someone the child was with his father, and he fell asleep. So the father thought, okay, let me go quickly get some milk from LD. It'll be only 2 minutes, and he's asleep, so he won't be up. So because he sleep longer hours, so he went to the supermarket. When I came back, the child was already crying very loud. The neighbors were there, and then everybody was just waiting for him to come back, right? So it was a big trouble for him. Similarly, if you are in the toilet or you're taking shower and kid is outside alone, he may turn on the heating, or he may turn on the stove, or anything disaster he can make. The kids are kids, right? They can make any disaster, so they cannot be left alone, right? So, and also no scolding, no hitting, no any kind of abuse, domestic abuse, sexual abuse, or any kind of that thing should not be there if you want to keep your kids safe and be with them all the time, right? Because the social services here, they monitor. If someone complains about that you scold on your child all the time, if your neighbor or anybody could file a complaint against you, you will be in trouble and they can take your kid away. So how to avoid those ones? Be kind to your kid, raise them in a nice way. Okay, because I know from the place I come from, scolding a kid or calling his name out loud is just normal, but maybe for white people it is not normal. Okay, so some people can, maybe they are hearing you from outside and think that you are scolding. Like my husband, he's very loud. Even in his normal talking, he's loud. So if someone hearing him from outside, listening to him outside, will be thinking maybe he's shouting or he's scolding the kid, but he's not. That's his way of talking because our speakers are loud. So yeah, so if any people, any neighbors or pass buyers, they can get they can make false accusation, or they can make a false report against you that you were scolding your kid or you were hitting your kid. So if it happens to you, you need to be very careful. Social services will come to your house. They just don't come randomly, okay? So if you see them into on your doorstep, if they come and see you, means someone has reported you, or someone has filed a complaint against you that you were there is some sort of safeguarding against you from the point of from the your kid, from your child point of view, or anything, right? If your kid is having any mental health problem, if they having any appointments with GP or the physios, or anywhere else, you need to take them for the appointments. If you don't, social services will be there for you, okay? And they can take your kids away. When they take the kids away, they'll put them into the foster houses or any other placements or care homes or nursing homes. Not the nursing home or care homes, but the foster living, they put them in the hostels, right? So they will look after the kids. They will take them away from you because you were not the right person to look after them, or they were not safe for you. They were not safe with you, right? That's why they do it, and they put them in the foster living. So if something happens like this to you, because I've seen a lot of nurses, a lot of people, they are losing their kids to social services because of the sometimes maybe it's right, but sometimes it could be false accusation as well. Like falsely someone reported that you were hitting your kid. They can take your kid away, your children away, and it is not a nice thing. It can be very devastating. It can be very challenging, and to be honest, childcare is not easy. But do your best to look after the kids and do not leave them alone at any point. Do not leave them unattended. Even if you have adult kids, like adult but teens but below 16, you shouldn't be leaving them with your younger kids, because they are still considered as children. They are not adults, okay? If they are above 18, then you can, but if they are under 18 or under 16, you cannot leave them alone with younger kids. So if something happens like this, you were caught by social services, like someone reported, and then social services were there to look after, to visit you. You need to have the conversation with them nicely and explain it to them, the situation. If they're saying, okay, you were hitting your kid, so you need to explain it to them, what happened and how it happened, and make sure what they're writing, that you read it, you proofread, and you ask them, can I have a copy of your notes, what you've written? Because sometimes in terms of like sometimes they can be writing not correct as well. And if the situation is major, if the case is major, they can also ask you to sign the section 20, which is basically means you are giving them authority to look after your kid, and they can take the kid away, right? And if you sign the paper, then the game is over. They will present that paper to the court, and if you're not happy with the conversation that you're having, if you are not happy with the allegation that they're putting on you, you can tell them that no, I'm not happy, I'm not going to sign it. Because if you sign it, then means you've done it, and you are guilty of that thing, what has happened, or you were guilty of hitting your child, so that's why you are signing it, okay? So, and also before signing, you can ask help from the lawyer, and be your advocate, be helpful to yourself and your kid. If you are right, do it for yourself and your for kid, okay? Because no one is here to give the kids away to the government or to the social services, right? We are here for the kids' better future, for our better future, and the better future of our family as well, right? So you need to fight for your rights. If you don't sign the agreement, then you are good, and they cannot force you. Because if you are agreeing that, oh yes, I do hit my child, then obviously you will sign the paper. And also, whatever you say it say it in a way that it is not offending to the other person, and also which is right. Okay, if you were not hitting your son, if you were not hitting your kids, then you shouldn't be saying it that, oh, because he does that, so I hit him. No, right? If you hit him, then of course say that. If you didn't, then no. So yeah, be very careful with what you do. If you're scolding your son, if you're scolding your kid, and they go to school or nursery or wherever, they say, oh, mama was hitting me last night, mama hit me on my face last night, so you will be in trouble. Okay, so social services, they have the right to protect your child, and they'll put them in the foster living, right? So you in that case you get help from your lawyer, you get help from the advocate, and then talk to them, because if you sign the paper, it will be presented in the court, and then it will work against you. Right, what I want to say is, they will not take your kids away for nothing, for no reason. Okay, just be careful of your behavior, and especially if there is any if there is any kind of abuse, then it's not going to get ignored, right? Any physical appointments with the GPs, with the doctors, with the physios or mental health, you need to report it. Okay, and also if you are worried about any behavior of your kid, you need to report it as well to your GP, and GP can refer to the social services. If your child is having speech delays, or if they are having bow legs, or if you feel like their behavior is not right, they're very aggressive, you need to report it as soon as you know that one. Okay, because it can also put you in trouble, right? And when the situations get worse, you will be presented in the court, and yeah, the final decision will be that your kid can be taken away. So just to be on the safe side, always be with them. Do not leave them unattended at any times, and also be kind to your children. You are their parents, you are the parents of your children, and you are here in this country for them. The rules are strict only to protect your kids, but sometimes the social services, they can be nasty as well, because if someone reported, they'll be like, you are lying to protect yourself. Okay, they will trust the person who reported it. Okay, they will trust the person or neighbors who reported it. So just be careful about what you say. Always proofread what they have written. If they are always, when you having conversation with them, be mindful of what you're saying, because sometimes, even if though they say that they are not recording, maybe their phone is on recording, and then when they enter their house, it's already on recording. Okay, so just be very, very careful. Be loving to your kids, and that's all. To be honest, I just want to remind you all again that social services can be very harsh, and then it can be very harsh for your family. It can be very challenging for your family if something happens like this. Okay, so do not scold your kids, and even if it's your normal way of talking, maybe you can reduce your volume, and do not shout at your kids. Do not put them in trouble and yourself in trouble, right? If this, because I know a lot of people who lost their kids to social services, but if, for example, I was watching the news that the kid fell from the roof, from the window. So obviously he was left alone, there was no one with him, so that's why he fell and he died, right? So if there was somebody with him, he wouldn't have let him be on the window, right? So if you are looking after the kid, be aware of your surrounding, be aware of what they're doing, and also be mindful of the other kids. Maybe the other kid put him into the window, or something like that. Okay. If your kids are school going also, it is more, if your kids are school going, then it can be more, because most of the times the kids are very vocal. Okay, and sometimes they won't know what they are saying, right? And if they're watching, okay, one of my friend was telling me about her daughter there, that in the school she said my mom and my dad went for a wedding and they didn't take me with them. And the teacher said why? Because they said they wanted to enjoy the wedding, and then it was their own wedding. Because the mom said because we went for the wedding, the mom said we went for the wedding, but it was the wedding of the parents, so obviously the child was not there, the girl was not there that time. So she said to the teacher, but my mom and my dad, they went for the wedding and they didn't take me with them. So they put the social services to the mom. So the social services called for a meeting to have the investigation and to rule out that your daughter said you were away to attend a wedding and you left her home alone. When I heard about it, I was just laughing and smiling that, oh my goodness, these social services, they can take silly things, because they shouldn't be ignored. As a healthcare professional, they should not ignore a single word. I mean, if it's risking kids' life, or if it's risking, if it's causing any safeguarding concern for the children, they wouldn't ignore it. Okay, even if they say my mom is my mom was I can't come out with an example. They can maybe say my mom didn't give me snack last night, or my mom didn't give me dinner last night. So they'll be still investigating that thing, that you didn't give him dinner last night, because at the end of the day, the kids, they don't lie, right? But some kids can be naughty as well, I don't know. So be careful, guys, be careful. And also teach your children, okay, teach your children that mama loves you, daddy loves you, we are here for you, okay? And then yeah, do raise them well. If you want to survive in this country and you want to stay with your kids, raise them well and teach them the rules and regulations and everything, okay? Look after yourself and look after your kids. Do not leave them unattended at any time. This is all I want to say in this video. I'll see you soon in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.